Asteroid latest news, SCI-FI strategies for deflecting disaster. This is what NASA is revealing to us. Remember that at the end of April, they had a desktop asteroid deflection drill, how they would save Earth from an inbound asteroid, a celestial body that could damage cities or even have an extinction level event. And we've had these once in a while. They say that something of a city killer could come in about every 100,000 years. Needless to say, they failed that drill. They've been failing these drills every 2 years. They take place every 2 years. In the next 2 years, it'll be taking place somewhere in Europe, I think in Switzerland. But this is the Express UK Tom Fish article, relates to what NASA has recently come up with. Of course, you know, their officials are coming out stating that we have to have some kind of an Earth protection system. What we have now is just not feasible. Now, asteroid collisions with Earth have been existing not only in science fiction, in reality. We have at least 120 worldwide confirmed asteroid impact sites, and they're finding more all the time. But US-based space agency NASA is taking the space rock inbound and impacts very seriously. An asteroid expert now reveals the options that they have available to use for our planetary defense. And this was stated in a new NASA podcast. Dr. Andy Rivkin, he's planetary astronomer at the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory. He discussed asteroids and possible planetary defense tactics on Season 2, Episode 4 of NASA's On a Mission podcast. And he said, some strategies seem very science fiction, like turning the asteroid itself into a spaceship by strapping rocket engines onto it and steering it away by making that work. But making that work is, of course, tricky. How are you going to strap rockets onto an asteroid? What can I tell you? I'm sitting here shaking my head. But anyway. Now, the most obvious option of blasting Earth-bound asteroids away into oblivion from the planet is, in fact, the hardest to do. Dr. Rivkin said asteroids have different rotation speeds. Their north poles point in very different directions. So if you put a rocket on the surface, the rocket is going to rotate along with the asteroid. Well, there you go. They tumble. So you put a rocket on it, it's going to tumble with the asteroid. So as it's coming in tumbling, where is it going to go? This is what we saw happening July 25th. There was a small asteroid about 40 feet across that was supposed to be passing beyond our moon into the darkness of space. And it didn't do that. It came careening into the Caribbean Ocean. And the astronomers came out explaining to us that that was the Yarkovsky effect, which usually takes place on smallish asteroids because the radiation from the sun's rays heating up the surface of the asteroid causes it to tumble on its axis, and that in that way leaving its trajectory, and that's how that asteroid came careening into Earth. And thank goodness it didn't hit anywhere on land or anywhere populated. It hit on the sea, on the Caribbean Ocean. So Dr. Rivkin says he wanted to reveal the more futuristic options that we have for planetary defense. It would be involving using powerful lasers to slowly melt the asteroid away. Melt it. Okay, you can melt things if they have ice, perhaps, even though they're very, very deeply frozen. Or you can melt what? Are you going to melt a metallic asteroid? Where is the melt going to go to? It's just going to turn around and freeze again from the frozen temperatures of space. What can I tell you? Anyway, so that's what he revealed. Lasers to slowly melt the asteroid away. That's assuming that it's water or something other than metal. Now, Dr. Rivkin said in this case you could position the laser so that no matter where it's going on, it's still going to be in its own rocket in the direction you want. You're going to use the asteroid itself as fuel, in a sense, and vaporize it away. Will a laser vaporize metal? I don't know. Now, he says, so the challenge for that one is taking a lot of power, and you probably need to have that power for a long time, so you need big solar panels. Okay. Another technique for potentially protecting the planet from inbound rogue celestial bodies, explained it using the metaphor of rock, paper, scissors, where a winning strategy has paper covering the rocket. Dr. Rivkin said, in the case of asteroids, reflective plastic covers the rock. Sunlight bounces off the plastic. Wrapping asteroid could increase solar radiation pressure, giving it the gentlest of nudges. How are you going to wrap an asteroid with... What? How are you going to wrap an asteroid? First of all, it's whizzing by at 56 or 26,000 miles an hour. You have to catch up with it. Assuming that you catch up with it, how are you going to wrap it? Oh my God! I don't know what to say. All right, what can I tell you? He says now another rock cover could be paint. If you paint it white, you increase the... I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. This is very serious stuff. If you paint it white, you increase the reflection of the sunlight, just like with a plastic wrap. So I can see our spaceships going there, and they let out all these tiny little robot spacecraft drones, and they start spraying the thing white. Can I tell you? And then he says if you paint it black, the asteroid would absorb more sunlight and heat it up. And as the asteroid spins, its shadow side cools, and this radiation of heat would literally provide a light push. What can I tell you? That's assuming that you know what you're doing, exactly how this thing is going to act and how it's going to turn. Sorry, this is assuming it's still coming at us, careening at us, anywhere between 1,000,000 miles an hour to 56,000 miles an hour. And it's still coming at us as all this is happening. Another technique is using sunlight. We can use a solar sail, cutting-edge method using charged particles to propel even large objects from the sun. Solar sail, good luck. For that thing to get there, it's going to take 10,000 years. What can I tell you? Now, the asteroid expert said if the asteroid's rotation wasn't a problem, then putting a solar sail on an asteroid could help it drift away into the cosmic sea of the universe. But it's not stationary, it rotates, so it is a problem. And he says those soft and gentle approaches don't seem like they could do much for a rock the size of a mountain, hurtling towards us at 40 times faster than a rifle bullet. There you go. The point is that over a long time, the slightest touch could have a big influence. It's like compound interest on a cosmic scale. That is, it would have a galactic butterfly effect. Can you imagine? I'll leave links below for you for this. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.